If your ex said to you that they can't do this right now, that they've lost themselves, that they need to go and focus on themselves, and that they can't really give you what you need, watch this video. These statements that your ex has said to you at the end of the breakup that don't really seem like they make much sense, they actually make perfect sense once you start to understand that your ex has a dismissive avoidant attachment style. How do I know that they're a dismissive avoidant without knowing anything else about them other than what they said to you during the breakup? Because those exact statements are symbolic of the dismissive avoidance wound. Their core wound comes from emotional neglect in childhood. And because they never had it modeled to them what nurturing looks like, what it feels like, they never really had somebody show up for them emotionally in their life in childhood. They basically attune to themselves. They don't attune to other people. They just sort of, go it on their own. And they're not big. They're not big on nurturing. Okay. And it's kind of sad because they never got it. And it's like a muscle that they never worked out. And so the reason why they can't give you what you need is because they have a very low capacity for doing so. And then when some other life event happens, maybe somebody dies in the family or something happens at work, maybe they have special needs kids or whatever the case is, these stresses intersect with the stress of the relationship. If you're asking for love, asking for communication, more stuff that is really foreign to them and they don't really fully understand because they've never seen it before, right? And they have a string of failed relationships behind them. Okay, they're going to tell you, hey, I'm zapped out. I can't give you what you need. Oftentimes, dismissive avoidants lose themselves in relationships because they are people pleasers. Why are they a people pleaser? Well, because they go with the flow, right? They don't want to bring up conflict. Why don't they want to bring up conflict? Well, because there's potential for big feelings in conflict. And big feelings are scary because they're like it's going to get loud maybe, right? It's going to require their bandwidth to process. And it's too much. So they lose themselves over the course of the relationship by just going with the flow. And as a product of this, a bunch of stuff gets swept under the rug, and it all mounds up. And if they weren't going to handle it with you every step of the way through communication, they're damn sure not going to handle it, once it's all mounded up. And so they just cut and run from the situation. Now, this is going to leave you feeling confused. And it's also going to leave you feeling like there's unresolved issues on the table. You're going to feel like it's not over. You're going to be able to tell that they still love you, even though that they're pushing you away, which we call a deactivation strategy, by the way. And this gets them out of having to confront their broken nature, stemming back into childhood, by being in a intimate relationship with you. So they need to focus on themselves and get themselves back because they've just been going with the flow the whole time. Now, unbeknownst to the dismissive avoidant, communication is a thing. It actually works when you have a partner that wants to, right? And